What do you want, Tom? I'll get it for you. Huh?
H2O.
Oh, Tom, I didn't see you sitting there. Welcome back.
Thanks.
John's beard was hiding you.
Yeah.
If you don't eat, let's take it out of the budget.
I'll take one.
I usually do take it.
That's what I usually do. Here, tough to move these when you're trying.
Yes, you can. Yep. Take two.
Stay away from the cookies, that's probably not, your doctor probably won't like that.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Some extra mayo in that sandwich?
Well, I cleaned everything off, now I'm not supposed to eat. Nothing left to eat.
I can get you some rice.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, a little rice.
A salad, maybe?
Ugh.
You feel like a rabbit?
Yeah.
How much weight did you lose?
And,
Never off way to do it though.
yeah, I don't wanna do it. Don't join that club.
You know Cheryl Johnson.
Yeah.
You got a zipper.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
That's right.
Hi, Fred. What was that?
More had the-
What am I doing it that way?
They didn't tell us. We would've came down and watched.
Sure. Well, no.
I would've asked to do the innovation.
Yeah, right. Gotta come out of it quick too.
Okay, I got, well, so call the meeting, fire and police, to order. And roll call, please.
Bill Jenks,
Here.
Tom Wolf,
Here.
Tom Belcher,
Here.
Fred Levering, John Woodward,
He's still in
Okay.
the door.
John Woodward will be absent, and Chief Dirk.
Here. Okay, are there any public comments?
Yes, if we can play this, Michelle.
I explained to Mr. Jadick, it's at the committee's discretion whether or not you want to view this. Our policy is it has to be sent 24 hours in advance of the meeting, and I literally just received it.
I sent it to Melissa,
Policy is
and I was
policy.
not aware, she didn't receive it.
She also did not receive it within 24 hours of the meeting time.
I don't know what does this hurt. I've done it as I've done it always, I've done it this morning.
That's, we're following our rules.
It really defeats the purpose. I feel that we just don't want to do this. We don't want to show it's a short clip, it's not gonna hurt anybody.
What's it relative to?
Relative to the agenda, you have it, the hidden driveway sign request at Cardinal Road, and that shows basically the situation with a sun coming, and I think it's very relevant. It's just 2 minutes to the 2 second, not even 30 seconds flip. Not gonna hurt anybody.
Okay, play it. We'll do it this time, that's it, no more. You know what the policy
I
is?
highly appreciate it. I would also like to know when and to whom should I send it, because if I send it and it's not received, I don't know how to send it, so I know without bugging people. Did you receive it? Did you receive it? That's- So this is driving uphill, like you see, and all of a sudden, the sun is in the driver's eyes as the turn, as it turns makes the turn. That happens very often, it's right at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, depending on time, and summertime, wintertime, but that situation, right as any drivers come here and they're about to hit our driveways, they're hit with the sun in the eyes. So the request was to somewhere downhill, put a speed reduction and a hidden driveway sign, because there's so many times that we're faced with people that are, looking like a deer in the headlights, boom, and then they hit the brakes. It's really dangerous. There's nothing we can do. And I hope that it's pretty relevant to the situation right there. If you have any questions.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other public comments? Okay, moving along, Colin.
Good afternoon. For the month of November to date, there has been 163 responses consisting of 16 fires, 87 medical or motor vehicle accidents, 11 hazardous conditions, 48 alarm activations, and 1 smoke detector installation. Total responses in the borough 109, outside of the borough 54. Fire damage for the month so far $1,500. That was for a vehicle fire on Sunday. No saved property. Average turnout for the month 4.6 personnel, and we had 16 volunteer responses. Year to date, we have 1,604 calls. For the expanded October report, there was 291 responses system-wide. We had fire damage in Wyomissing Borough of $20,800, saved property $457,000. That was for a building fire at 13 Wellington Boulevard and a vehicle fire on the Warren Street bypass. We gave aid 43 times, we received aid 51 times, we had 105 overlapping calls. Our average dispatch to en route time was 1 minute 54 seconds, and dispatch to on scene 6 minutes 41 seconds. We gave aid to Lauraldale Borough 1 time, Western Berks Fire Department 17, Greenfield Kern Township 5, Moton 1, West Reading 7, Muhlenberg Township 4, Shillington 2, Plymouth Township 4, and the City of Reading 2. Our average turnout for the month of personnel was 4.7 personnel. That's all I have for reports. If anybody has any questions, I will be glad to answer them.
Any questions for the chief? Hearing none? Okay, thank you. Western Berks.
You have our monthly report in your packet. There were 292 calls for service, 222 patients transported. And the breakdown there with the Country Meadows and the Highlands calls for that. Any questions on the detailed report? Year to date, it's 2,666 total calls. The next thing is on is COVID. A couple things of note you guys might want to start to take note of. Fully vaccinated is still considered just the 2 doses, but there is some talk in the healthcare community that fully vaccinated will be 3. But that has not changed yet, that it's still 2, but I would look to see that coming down the line, that they will only consider fully vaccinated as those having all 3 shots.
I'll do the Johnson shot.
There's coming out, they have a booster for that also now. They're coming out with the booster for the second one.
And I know the medicine shop in Shillington had a bunch available.
Oh, I did a Johnson shot. Just curious.
So they have all 3
You need
shots.
2,
And
and
I
a
did
2 for you.
Moderna, so I'm good.
Yeah,
Now-
so you're good.
That's fine.
Yeah, if you got the booster, you'd be good. If you were everyone else, you'd be,
I got the green.
yeah, so if you got the booster, you'd be fine.
Cool.
So 2 with the J&J would be the 2, but you have that one. Omicron is being called now, how we got the letter O already in the Greek alphabet is beyond us because we're still missing some of the variants. They believe is here already. Not that they're saying it's here, but it's here. They're starting to see a lot more uptick. We're starting to see a lot more uptick in kids, and a lot of our healthcare providers' kids are getting it. We currently have 3 paramedics that are out on quarantine because their kids tested positive. Even our medical command physician has it now, and he's been fully vaccinated with all 3 shots. So it's out there. So all I can say is, please take all the precautions, especially for you younger folks. But other than that, any have COVID questions?
Symptoms are considered minor with this new one, right, or no?
The problem is they're saying it's going across South Africa like a rampage, and they don't know. The problem being is South Africa is not very well vaccinated.
7%.
Yeah, so a lot of people are going and getting sick, but they don't know the variant of what it is gonna be with the vaccination status of how bad it is. So we will be having another meeting with our medical command physicians at a seminar. We're getting an update from them 2 weeks from now, so they can gather more information, and then we'll be having a webinar for all of our providers, and we'll make sure you guys get invited to it also, for all the police chiefs and police personnel, just fire also, from all the 5 hospitals and all the command physicians from all the hospitals. And I'll make sure, Michelle, if any of the council members from all the police officers want to get on and listen to the docs talk for an hour on it. I believe the talk is gonna be, what doesn't try to kill you mutates and tries again, or mutates and kills you, well, it tries again also. Questions on COVID?
How are the kids that you're seeing that are getting it responding?
Pretty mild. I mean, that's a benefit. The 2 parents that we have that have it, he has a set of twins, and they both have it, and then he tested positive today. The other one tested positive 2 days ago, and they have both tested negative so far, so. But it's just been minor for them. Time will tell.
So do you think it's coming from the kids? You're pregnant?
I don't know. We've had a lot of conversations with the docs on how it's moving so fast, and how it's, because, is it the healthcare providers that are bringing it home to their carriers and they're not knowing they're positive with no symptoms and giving it to the kids, and the kids getting it from because they're going to daycare and they're being, it's really hard to track. But we still have monoclonal antibody stuff, so if anyone does get it, we do have some capabilities of getting people in to get the monoclonal IV drip to help fight it off.
Are the protocols for kids the same as adults in terms of 14 days?
And then if you're the parent on top of that, you take your quarantine. Now, for healthcare providers, it's a little different, but the way the protocol works is it's 14 days, and then if you are exposed to them, you have another 10 days on top of that.
Even if you're vaccinated.
If you're cohabitating and all that, so if your kid gets it, you cohabitate, you can't isolate away from it, their 14-day period comes, and then you have 10 days after that.
What does isolate away from them mean? I mean, if your child stays in their own bedroom and all.
That doesn't cohort, you decon and do that, yes, that would be considered not cohabitating, that you do your due diligence, but again, it's every individual's own discretion of what they think.
So if they if they're if an employee is vaccinated fully, and they have a child or anybody else in their family that gets it, if they're able to
Self-isolate.
isolate from them, stay away from them in the same house, do they still have to follow the
No, they'd be able to work.
zone?
I know in New York, when we were there a couple weeks ago, that was tough. We actually had lanyards, and we had to have our vaccination cards and our driver's license on each side of them, and showed it to the restaurants, or you couldn't even go to any restaurant.
I think as of last night, New York City was shutting back down.
They're not shutting back down, they're increasing their masks mandate, but I would not be surprised that after January they shut down. There's no way in hell, sorry, heck, that someone is gonna shut down New York City during Christmas. This year.
suicide.
Yeah. And last on our list of agenda items is our fire update. Our bids are out. The plans have been submitted to Spring Township for their review. We did a cursory review with them a couple weeks ago and found that we do need to add sprinklers in. Colin, didn't like that we didn't have sprinklers.
Black and white.
No, the architect missed it. So the plans are out, the bids are out. Hopefully by 12/6, they're supposed to have bids back in. We plan to award the bid by 12/14 so they can start, and the completion date by May 31st. Any and all donations are greatly appreciated.
It's Giving Tuesday.
It's Giving Tuesday.
Anything else for Tom?
Good luck with that completion date.
Yeah.
A lot of our contractors have our HVAC contractor has already got everything, because we kind of did some pre-bidding stuff with them, and we already selected our HVAC, so they already have most of our stuff there. So we're doing pretty good. And some of the other contractors said because it's really not that, it's just basically redoing the walls, we should be all right.
Yeah, we're still having a lot of trouble with appliances and stuff.
We can't have any appliances.
Really?
No stove. You can have a refrigerator, no stove.
But no stove?
Now we'd have to put a whole hood system in.
Fire pit outside. Fire pit outside.
If they'd have burned the building down, it'd be a whole different story, but no. They did a great job.
Great to be loved, Colin.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that all for anybody else? Have any questions? Very good. John?
As Mr. Jadick has stated, he has made the request for the signs. I have the traffic counter up on Cardinal Road right now. It's on the opposite side because there's no place to hang it on the other side, and it's there. I'm collecting data, see how much traffic we actually do get up there, an idea of it. I'll be able to give that to council on the 14th, that in my report. And the second is I've been doing some checking on police cars for next year for purchase. I'm looking at the two. I've expressed how I would like to get the Tahoe for the supervisor since it's bigger. If I ordered a Tahoe today, maybe we have it by this time next year. So it's not even a guarantee for next year. So
I was told anybody that tells you when it's coming in is
Yeah.
lying, because I tried to order one, they said anybody that tells you they don't know,
So
they
I-
won't give you a date.
I had put on the proposal, the Expedition, that looks like we could still get, but I wanted to talk to council about this possibility. And I wanna talk to you about it because it was done in the past and it wasn't liked, so I wanna get feeling of the committee with, Ford now makes the F-150 a police package. And if we would get the benefit of being able to store things in the back of the bed, look at getting a cover for the back. They're big enough that we can put somebody in the back seat of that. But it also gives us benefits that they are pursuit rated, which is one of the things why I don't like the Expeditions. That thing you get going fast in that, it starts getting wobbly, I worry about that. But it is now, it's a pursuit rated vehicle, it's actually Ford's fastest pursuit rated car. But it would also give us an advantage. We just had this a couple weeks ago where I happened to be going to the bank and we had gotten a call there for a bike that was just dumped there. And the sector car was pulling up and couldn't get the bike in that car because of the cages, couldn't get it in mine. So I ended up calling Jim, and Jim had one of his guys come over to get it, in one of their pickups. But if it's a night or a weekend, we don't have that capability. At least we would have a capability to fold the top back and to put stuff in it to get it back to wherever we may need to go. So, the other thing about these vehicles, the base price for the CoStar for the pickups are $38,129. The Expeditions are with the CoStar price $42,465.
Should have started with that before you.
Well,
You saved
I mean,
yourself a lot of time. Going to the bicycle story.
When I put the proposal together for the 5-year plan, I had to estimate the costs, because I didn't know them at the time, so that's actually $1,000 more than what I had estimated, so the Expedition went up. So, I mean, this isn't outfitted at all, and like I would have to get the lights, but that's gonna be all part of my price anyway that I built into it. So I believe that I could do the pickup cheaper than I could do the Expedition, and I would be able to still get a pursuit rated vehicle and have some storage space for.
Is the pickup 4-door or 2-door?
It's a 4-door, and that's why they're big enough now so that they can put cages in them, and we can still have a prisoner in the back if need be, and things like that. So
Four-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive.
I would not get the 4-wheel drive version because the pursuit rated one is in their PPV model, what they call. We could get a 4-wheel drive version, but then it's not pursuit rated. So, I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking, and I wanted to, it was not liked when it was done in the past, so I wanted.
As the chairman of the municipal authority down in Berksboro, we just bought our police department half of one for the F-150. We did get them the 4-wheel drive one, just because they're patrolling the watershed area there. And I've noticed going to a lot of other meetings, a lot of municipalities are going to that F-150 package just because it gives them a lot more capability. And they look good.
South Heidelberg just got one.
South Heidelberg got one, Berksboro has one, Robinson has one,
Spring has one.
Spring has one.
Brecknock has one.
They don't have a,
So they are becoming more of a regular type of vehicle for police, but again, because of what happened in the past, I don't.
Would this be a mark? Because I think, if I remember correctly, the pickup that we got and then shifted over to Public Works was supposed to be unmarked.
I can't speak to
I think
that.
that was part of the reason for
I
getting
wasn't
the pickup.
I'm not sure what his plans were for that. I just know that one was purchased and.
I don't think it was discussed.
So,
No, that was, the one that Jeff got?
Yeah.
That was never
That-
discussed.
The reason that it wasn't, because the whole thing was never discussed with the Fire and Police Committee, it was just purchased because he had money in the budget. And that's why it went from the police department to Public Works.
well, that's why I'm bringing it up.
So that's the rest of the story.
So you would like a motion today to
Well,
move that on the council?
Well, I believe I'm gonna get 2 vehicles approved, so my plan would be to purchase the 2 vehicles. The other one's gonna be a utility like we have currently. That looks like that's still the same price. So that's good there. In early January is when I would like to order these vehicles, because it is gonna take some time, so I wanna get in front of it as quickly as possible. But I would like to look at this pickup versus the Expedition for the reasons I stated.
We can order it as soon as the budget's approved.
What about bad weather though? I mean, I would think a pickup, 4-wheel drive, but that isn't good for
Well,
chasing, is that what you mean?
it's not pursuit rated, so that's what I worry about. I look at our weather that we get around here now. We don't get a lot of snow.
You just jinxed us, Heath, that.
No, that's all right. We're gonna be putting a lot of equipment in the back, so we're gonna be adding weight to it in the back as well. So, I don't think it's gonna drive any worse than the Expedition does when you get that thing going. We have to get moving somewhere quickly, so.
I don't see any reason to wait. I'll make a motion to go ahead. Authorize.
Okay, we have a motion, second. We have a second. Any additional questions or comments on
So
the
you're saying I
motion?
can order it now even?
And
Obviously,
Gotta wait
council
for
would have
council.
to, but,
We ordered one in July, now that was a one-ton Ford, and no money had to be put down, just the purchase, we do the purchase order thing until it comes in, but we ordered it in July. It was in the 2022 budget, but they said it probably won't even be here till the second or third quarter of 2022, and we didn't wanna wait till January to order it to get, just because the delay with what the vehicles are, it was just gonna push everything back. I don't know, we went through New Holland, I think up in, that was through CoStars or whatever.
They're down at-
Lancaster or whatever.
well, they're in Westchester.
Okay, so yeah, there's a, but, I mean, food for thought, you can find that information out, we don't have to put any money down until it gets you guys here.
Yeah, no, that's how it's always been.
Well, those are the right questions. Is it co-stars and do you have to put any money down?
any other comments for Cody? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We move it on to council.
That's all I have.
Okay. Anything else for the chief?
You can sit in the back of the truck for the parade now.
Last year's
I'm a king chief.
Get your wave down.
Yeah.
Elbow, wrist,
El Capitan.
Okay. Do we have anything for old business to discuss? I'm not aware of any. Anything for new business? Moving right along here, this is great. Okay, and, we don't have anything for executive that I'm aware of. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Anyone needs any PPE, let me know. Hand sanitizer.
Oh, yeah.
40 cases.
Oh. We're adjourned. Thank you.
That was quicker than your trash.
Yeah.
I guess you're trying to set a record.
25 minutes?